friends, welcome back to another video. Today's vlog is going to be very much reset vibes. It's a new month, so I'm in that place of reset, renew, refocus. I'm just coming out of the nail salon, which always makes me feel like a new woman. Lately I've been going for this super pretty like milky pink kind of color, super neutral, so that's been my go-to for the last couple of appointments. I always ask for an oval almond shape. These today I think are like a little bit leaning towards the almond side, but I find that shape kind of elongates my fingers and is super flattering but not too pointy or too harsh. So that is what I've been asking for, in case you wanted to know. Next up, I'm going to get groceries. We have literally no food in the fridge, so I went and got myself some egg bites this morning and a coffee from Starbucks. So yeah, I'm going to head into the grocery store and then I will meet you back at home for some food prep and more reset activities. While the fridge is so empty, I'm gonna do a quick wipe down of the shelves in there and get all of our groceries put away. And then I'm thinking that we're gonna make some muffins. Who am I? I make muffins now. But last week I found this recipe and they turned out really delicious. They're definitely quite calorie dense, so like still a treat, but they do have healthier ingredients than most muffins. So they're made with bananas and oat flour and coconut oil. So I think we'll whip those up and then have those on hand for the week. Our apartment is so dark in the winter, and this little like light leak is just giving me such life. It feels like we're finally coming out of the darker months and getting a little more light in here, and it just makes me so happy. On to our healthy banana chip muffins. This ended up being a bit of an ordeal, which you will see, but it's really easy to make. You'll start with 3 ripe bananas, some coconut oil, maple syrup, 1 egg, and then you'll mix your wet ingredients. For dry ingredients, you need oat flour, salt, cinnamon, baking soda, and baking powder. And then you'll mix all those together. Add your chocolate chips, and then add to a oiled muffin pan. I'll be sure to have the full recipe linked in the description below. Going through a little bit of a struggle right now. I realized after I got them all scooped in that I forgot the baking powder and baking soda. So I scooped it all back into the bowl and now I'm gonna mix it up. That's probably not ideal, but don't forget those items. Okay, well, I'm not gonna lie, that was not the funnest time I've ever had and was slightly hectic, but I wanted to show you this cool feature that I found in MyFitnessPal. So you can actually like create your own recipes, like have your own little section of recipes. And when you do that, you can do create recipe and then you can add from web. So if you find something on Pinterest, you can import it into your MyFitnessPal and it will automatically calculate and give you the macros. And then the other cool thing is once you have it saved into your recipes, then when you click on it, it will actually save where you got the recipe from. So I can just click here and then that takes me right to the recipe. And this is from Erin Lives Whole. So yeah, just like a super cool way to keep track of everything and have it all in one place. And then to finish up some food prep, I made a big batch of rice. Also prepared some Brussels sprouts. These I just do olive oil, salt and pepper, and throw them in the oven at 350 for about 40 minutes. Moving on to some beauty maintenance. Self-tan is not necessarily part of my regular routine, but I do love the feeling and the confidence boost of a good glowing skin. So I decided to apply my Suntan. This looks quite intense when you're applying it with the guide color, but I promise when you wash it off, it is not so extreme. For my hands and my face, I don't really like using the foam directly. I feel like that's when you can end up with splotchy hands. So I always go in with the tan water spray and I
I just put a little bit of that on the brush, buff it into the back of my hands. I'll apply it on my face, kind of where I would put contour. I don't do my whole face, and that's also how I apply a tan to my feet.
Day and I'm feeling really good. All of my reset activities are doing exactly what I was hoping and just giving me that little boost of confidence and feeling like everything is organized and like optimized and ready to go. Today I spent a bit of time reflecting back on January. I really like to take some intentional time to just sit down and review the month, what went well, what could be improved, and honestly January was one of the best months I've had in a long time. So I'm just feeling really grateful about that. Some of the highlights or things that I noted were really feeling like I've finally honed in on what works for me when it comes to my health and fitness. My eating and nutrition is something that I can struggle with in terms of consistency, and if you look back at some of my older reset videos, I feel like that was one of my goals all the time, was just to really be on top of like my health goals. And this month I finally feel like my health is thriving. It's like that standard that I have been working to meet, and I don't feel like I've been depriving myself at all, but I also feel in control. I don't feel like I've had those like compulsive tendencies. My workout schedule is really working for me and I've been super consistent with that. I'm starting to see some muscle definition come through, and really all of that hard work and consistency that I've been putting in is kind of starting to come to the surface. When I was going through and creating my habit tracker for this month, there wasn't really a whole lot that I added. I think the one thing that I need to be mindful of, and I was pretty good about it last month, is making sure that I get enough rest. I noticed that the couple of times that I did fall off my habits or wasn't 100% feeling great, it really came down to that rest aspect. So I did add that to my habit tracker. The focus for February for me is really maintaining this momentum that I feel like I have. Creatively, I feel really passionate and like I've kind of found that creative spark again. I feel happier, my relationships are really good. So I just want to keep doing these little things that keep me feeling my best. Continuing on with my reset activities, I'm going to spend the rest of the day getting the house in order and clean and tidy so I can just have a little bit of downtime and relaxation tomorrow. such a treat because I have been on my early morning grind. Last night we ended up having like an impromptu games night with our friends. So much fun. We had so many laughs and I just came home feeling really happy. As somebody who is a bit of a planner, a bit of a control freak, a lot of a planner, a lot of a control freak, sometimes I can have a little bit of a difficult time just going with the flow and jumping on plans that are last minute like that. It was nice to challenge some of those more rigid parts of me that I can have. So I just got myself ready a little bit, and I'm now actually going to make an oat milk latte to go and find a nice quiet spot to read my book. I'm actually reading a super old book. This was one of my mom's, and it's really special to me. I've had it on the shelf for years, and that's because my dad actually gave it to my mom, and so he signed it before he was going away in the army. And if you don't know, my dad passed away when I was in grade 6, so just seeing his handwriting is really special to me, and it's actually a really good book. So all the feels there. Part of my yearly goals is to at least once a week take some really intentional time off where I'm making a special experience for myself and really just being present. So that is what my little reading session is going to be today. That little terrarium room so much, and I was feeling all sorts of grateful hanging out in there today. It's one of those environments that you just can't help but feel positive and uplifted in. So I had a nice little read. So overall, I'm feeling really good, really prepared for the week and the month. Food ready, my makeup brushes clean and ready to go. The full beauty maintenance routine is done. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the vlog here and just enjoy the rest of my quiet and peaceful Sunday. I hope you're having the most amazing day wherever you are. Thank you so much for being here and for watching. It means the world to me, and I will see you all in next week's video.